This is San Francisco, the city by the bay, built with the help and dedication of Local 6 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Beginning as far back as 1892, when San Francisco electrical workers first began organizing in order to establish better wages and working conditions, electrical workers have been unsurpassed contributors in shaping and forming the city of San Francisco and the metropolitan San Francisco area. More than 100 years later, that pioneering spirit and a resilient brotherhood have stood many tests of time to help make San Francisco's IBEW Local 6 all that we are today to our membership and the city and region that we serve.
Local 6 has a rich history, a very proud tradition of servicing the members of the local, our community, and the electrical industry in San Francisco. Those brave pioneers founded this local, and we are very blessed to have those who went before us pave the way for what we enjoy today.
The official birth of a long and proud tradition began when the National Brotherhood of Electrical Workers chartered Local Union 6 on February 21, 1895. For over a century now, union electrical workers have been able to campaign and fight for fair and just wages, benefits, and working conditions they have always deserved.
Everything that we've gotten, we've had to fight for and earn and work to keep. And it's always been that way. The struggles change, the times change, even the technology changes, but that never changes.
When I look across the years and I see some of the great benefits that have been basically bargained for, I realize just how fortunate we are to be members of this great local.
And today, the members of IBEW Local 6 provide unequal labor and services to the citizens of Northern California throughout the San Francisco Bay Area and eastward into the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Over the past 100 years, IBEW Local 6 has benefited the community, the city and county of San Francisco, who many of our members are citizens of. Our hand is on most all public buildings. We've continued to install and maintain those facilities.
I had some nice jobs. I was on a service truck. I learned more on a service truck than I learned in any place.
Very early on, Local 6's loyalty to San Francisco was never more on display than during the aftermath of the great earthquake and fire of April 18, 1906, which destroyed the city. The 8.25 magnitude, 49-second-long earthquake and citywide fire that followed destroyed 28,000 buildings, killed 3,000, and left 250,000 people homeless. All books and records, including Local 6's original charter, were destroyed at the 35 Eddy Street office in the fire after the earthquake. During the time, all working rules were suspended, while 500 out of 700 members were missing. Displaying a resiliency that was reflected throughout the city at the time of the Great Upheaval, San Francisco electrical workers were at the hub of the rebuilding efforts. Overhead electrical lines were quickly installed, and the electric railway system was functioning soon after the streets were cleared and tracks repaired.
During that rebuilding period, we rebuilt this city within 3 years. The electrical workers, finding that the city was well underway of being rebuilt, though there was a wage freeze imposed by the San Francisco building trades, felt the need to negotiate an increase in their daily wages. They sought to increase from $5 per day to $6. The building trades imposed a wage freeze which prohibited any one of the affiliates from renegotiating a successor agreement. IBEW Local 6 indicated to our contractors that they would like to reopen and bargain a successor agreement. Those contractors that agreed, we continued to work for. Those who didn't, we withheld our labor. That defined us as a local union. The building trades stepped in, indicated we could not negotiate, and asked us to leave the building trades.
IBEW President Frank McNulty traveled by rail to San Francisco in an effort to resolve the differences between Local 6 and the building trades. Upon arrival, he saw the impressive reconstruction efforts that had been made and indicated that Local 6 should negotiate a successor agreement. After President McNulty repaired the schism between Local 6 and the building trades, unity prevailed, and the International rechartered Local 6 on January 29, 1909.
Throughout the following decades, we continued to have our mark on the city skyline, building high-rises, building residential, housing, and of course the infrastructure that we needed to support the population.
It was just an eye-opener and for history of this city. A lot of people are not aware of. And these people brought that to light, and I was glad to be a part of that.
Over the years, through more than 11 decades, spanning 3 centuries, the presence of Local 6 has become the basis for improving the lives of thousands of electrical workers and their families. Among our many accomplishments, in 1961, Local 6 was the first IBEW local west of Chicago to start a pension plan. And in June of 1967, we were the first whose members began working a 7-hour day, 5-day week.
Well, we were always getting paid very well, and it went on higher and higher and higher.
Today, Local 6 is the bargaining agent for members working under 17 collective bargaining agreements, while the membership stands at 2,600 strong, convincing testaments to the efforts of Local 6's 22 original members, and to those of each and every member since. In turn, San Francisco and Northern California have prospered from Local 6 and our mission to provide for a powerful, highly skilled electrical workforce.
Well, Local 6 has benefited San Francisco by, first and foremost, building the best infrastructure on the West Coast.
We can look across the skyline of the city and see many of the buildings that we have put in place, the infrastructure that we have installed, the power generation plants that we've built, and all of the transportation methods that run from cable car to overhead trolley, and our subway system, our BART system.
One of the main things I remember about a particular job was working on the tube under the bay for BART. That was different. Worked many, many jobs in the city, hospitals, high-rises, schools, everywhere, just about.
And we continue today with the new Transbay Terminal, which is now underway.
At the very core of Local 6's ability to provide unmatched service within the electrical industry is a world-class training program. Established in 1938, the San Francisco Joint Apprenticeship Committee for the Electrical Industry has blossomed into today's highly regarded apprentice training program.
The training here at the facility never ends. Every day something's changing. We're trying to keep up with the best technology we have available to make our apprentices and our journeymen the best there is in the city.
The Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee's state-of-the-art training facility features hands-on classes and on-the-job training. The facility additionally offers many journey-level upgrade training classes.
The city of San Francisco knows that any time they get a wireman of Local 6, that they know that person can come in and do the job right the first time.
Local 6 has been able to forge a strong working relationship with the San Francisco Electrical Contractors Association, founded in 1909. This bond has allowed the unionized electrical industry to prosper.
In San Francisco, we've been able to count on each other to support each other. We've also been able to succeed as an industry because we're looking out for each other's interests as well as our own.
Without the contractors, we don't have an industry. And without the labor that we provide, our contractors do not have security in knowing who will man their work and where the skilled labor force comes from.
Together, Local 6 and our partner employers have established many standards of excellence. The partners continue to seek out new and innovative methods to adapt to changing market conditions.
The lights on at night, that's all IBEW Local 6 and San Francisco Electrical Contractors work. You see the skyline is colored by everything that this partnership between the two parties exists upon.
Local 6 stands today as a testament to the men and women who came before us over the past 114 years. having unequivocally benefited from the superior working and living conditions fought for and handed down from our founding fathers. As a result, Local 6's electrical workers have built and maintained the major projects that define our landscape. Local 6 is well positioned for opportunities that will allow it to increase market share and the standard of living for its membership well into the 21st century. These opportunities benefit members and employers in private and public sector employment. Someone once wrote, "Watching the sun descend slowly behind the San Francisco skyline is spectacular, surpassed only by the gradual glow as the city lights come up." Those lights, this city, have long been powered by Local 6, which itself has been and will continue to be driven and sustained by its membership of today and yesteryear.
One of the reasons I became a labor union man because my father was a charter union member of the automotive machinists and made sure that I was brought up in a labor family.
Hadn't mentioned my dad, who learned his trade in Ireland. He was an electrician. Came here in the early 30s, worked here, retired from Local 6. And I grew up, as Warren mentioned, in a union household, which kind of stuck with me, I guess.
Without Local 6, I would have never had any work.
But they gave me the work. I worked. I never lost a day until just before I retired. And it was a great opportunity.
Without the local, I'd have been nobody. I'd have been at nothing.
It is my great honor to congratulate the members of IBEW Local 6, those past members, the present members, and the future members on celebrating this milestone.